Hello and welcome to this week's newsletter, and no club deliveries this week, so very disappointing after the excitement of the TaylorMade Stealth 2.0s, the Callaway Paradigm and the Ping G430. Nothing's arrived this week, so slightly disappointing, but it gives me a chance to get through a bit of competition news. The weather's been quite good, bright and breezy over the last week or so, so we've managed to get a few competitions in. So we'll go back to last Wednesday's Ladies Divisional Stapleford, where Linda Atkins won Division 1 with 30 points, beating Victoria Watson on countback. In Division 2, Jenny Watson won with 32 points, beating Rosemary Woodhouse also on countback. And in Division 3, Diane Stone won Division 3 with 22 points. Well done to you, ladies. On Thursday, we had the men's midweek Stapleford, where Jim Robinson won Division 1 with 33 points, beating Steve Hall into second on 31. In Division 2, Bob Pixon won with 35 points, beating his old mate Scott Watson into second on countback, also on 35. And Andy McCann came third on countback, also on 35 as well. Well played, gentlemen. And Division 3, Amy Price won with 36 points, beating Jim Scott on countback, also on 36 points. On Sunday, we had the optional roll-up Stapleford, where Mackenzie Lodge won with a fantastic 43 points. Well played, Mackenzie. He beat Mark Morgan, also on 43 points. Wow, shot 43 points and lost on countback. Unlucky Mark, but well played to you two gents. Martin Potter, 38. Martin Farrow, also 38. Sunday afternoon, the juniors had their autumn Stapleford that should have been played last year, where Max Farman, young junior, 12 years old, shot 48 points. Yes, 48 points. Well played, Max. That was great stuff, that. He beat young Max Elliott into second, who got 39 points, and Charlie Whiteman into third on 37 points. On the European Tour, did you see Rory McIlroy win at the weekend? He didn't have his best game, but actually he still managed to shoot 19 under to win by one shot from old Patrick Reed. Never too far from controversy is Patrick Reed. Again, another rules infringement where he kind of hit the ball into one tree and identified it in another tree. Not sure how he managed that, but there we go. There's Patrick Reed for you. But Rory McIlroy, yeah, world number one, cemented his position. A fine win that over in Dubai. Max Homer, the American, won over at Torrey Pines, a fabulous cliff-top golf course in California, San Diego. Max Homer, that's his sixth tour victory. Fine young American player, just sitting outside the top 10 in the world, but he does win at some big golf courses. So yeah, Max Homer won over there. Now it's over to Ollie for his Stealth 2.0 driver review. He's outside up on the practice ground. Hopefully we can hear it okay, because it was a bit windy, but let's see what Ollie's got to say about his Stealth 2.0. He loved his original Stealth. Let's see if the Stealth 2.0 is any better.
Hey guys, I'm here to do a review on the new Stealth 2. I'm going to go out and hit some golf balls up on the practice ground using the GC Quad, and also go out on the golf course and hit a few shots and see how it performs. I've also got my Stealth, which I've got in the bag at the moment, and see how it compares. Probably the Stealth 1 for me is probably the best driver that I've ever had in the bag. It had sort of mixed reviews last year, the Stealth, because of its forgiveness. So, but certainly for someone like myself who hit it out the middle majority of the time, not always, but for me hitting out the middle, it went as long as I've ever hit it off the tee, and yeah, I drove it probably last year better than I ever have. So I'm intrigued to see what Stealth 2 has to offer. I've been just having a little look online what they are saying about it. TaylorMade, they're sticking with obviously carbon face, and what they have over the last couple of years had twist face technology. Love twist to face. I think it's a great way. And again, you know, they've stuck with it for many drivers now, probably going back to Sim 4 maybe. So quite a few years they've had the twist face in the driver, and I think it works really well. The big one for this year that they're saying is the forgiveness. So it's going to be interesting for when I hit them up on the range, if I do catch them a little bit not quite out the middle, how they perform, because I think that's what a lot of people want to know, is the forgiveness in the new Stealth 2. How much forgiveness is there, if so, or is there not? But yeah, I'm going to give it a go. Again, they've actually added more carbon to the Stealth 2 this year. This is apparently so they can redistribute the mass of the driver and also it help the forgiveness and the stability of the driver. So we're interested to see. In terms of the look, it's very much the same colour scheme as Stealth 1, the black and the black and red. In terms of the looks, not a massive deal. They've gone with a shiny crown of the head, top of the head, which I actually quite like. I like that look instead of the matte finishes that we sort of see with a lot of drivers these days. With the original Stealth 2 as opposed to the Plus, there's almost a red ring that goes around the back. I think that actually looks quite smart. On the Stealth Plus, it's just a black ring that would be original for it. But in terms of looks, I do like the look of it. I'm looking forward to getting out on the practice ground and giving it a hit. But yeah, first initial thoughts, I like the look of it, but we want to see what the performance is like. So stay tuned. Hopefully in the next couple of minutes, we're going to get a real good in-depth look and compare it to my original Stealth. Okay, so I started off by hitting my driver, the original Stealth, and like I say, I really do get on well with my driver anyway. Was just hitting a few up there, as you could probably see by the flags below, and it was playing quite into and off the left. It probably wasn't the best day for a driver review. So the numbers are always going to be down in terms of carry distance, as you may see anyway. But just sort of hit 5 or 6 up there, just getting a feel for it, hitting some shots up and see what it was coming out like and how far I was hitting it, and then give me a good indication on the difference between Stealth 1 and 2. I didn't quite catch everyone out the middle, so it was going to be interesting to see when I didn't hit it out the middle what the difference would be. And here's my numbers with my driver as I then move on to Stealth 2. So Stealth 2, using a 10.5 head, probably not really the right head for me, but I was hitting it quite well, so maybe that's not, maybe I don't know everything. I might actually benefit from a 10.5 head with a Stealth 2, something a bit more spinny. But I actually hit it so middle with this one. I was really surprised on how well out the middle I was hitting it. As I was hitting it down there, just getting a bit of a reading. It was also quite interesting, even when I was hitting it, the wind, usually I play a left to right, so this is not a favourable wind for me, but it was pretty much staying quite straight through the air as I was hitting it up. And as the numbers see, as they now pop up on screen, they were pretty much up on the driver I was hit. The probably one I could say is that backspin number's a bit too high for me, but in terms of Stealth 2, hit it really nicely. As we move on to Stealth 2 Plus, this is the one I've been going out and trying just recently, certainly out on the golf course. I've already had a hit with this. Again, I'm using the same shaft throughout. But yeah, this is the one I really wanted to see the numbers of, because I'm interested to get the Stealth 2 Plus in the bag. I hit it really nicely, and I was just noticing when I didn't actually hit any of these that well, wasn't quite catching it 100% out the middle, but they were still getting down there really nicely. And we was probably seeing from last year that Stealth 1, that if I don't quite catch it 100%, it doesn't go as well. But even these ones where I weren't 100% hitting them, they were going nicely. Again, it was controlling it into that wind, which generally I do struggle with, that left to right wind. But I was hitting it well into it. And then as the numbers come up, we can see that I had more ball speed, which is always good. Backspin numbers about where I want it, 2.1, and that carry distance of 2.57, which is a bit down for me, but they were all a bit down just because of hitting into that wind. And then I went on to the golf course, had a little hit out on the course, and yeah, hit it really nicely again. I'm pretty happy with it. Okay, so some interesting readings going off from the hitting the balls up on the practice ground. I hit my driver first. So maybe my ball speed might have been down a little bit just because I went, it was almost a few loosen up shots. So I did hit some looseners, but certainly as I got going, I may have just picked up a bit of club head speed. So looking at the numbers, it's quite interesting because the original Stealth 2, as opposed to the Plus, would probably have been the one that I would have said, no, that wouldn't be for me, because I had 10.5 head as well. It's designed to launch that little bit higher than the Plus. So It's the one I sort of didn't think I'd perform as well with, but I actually hit it really well. And also, it might just pop up now, is you'll see how well I was striking out the middle of the club, which was great. I was banging it really out the middle. As you can almost see my strike marks on the side of the video. But yeah, hit it really well, Stealth 2. But comparing it to my driver, the ball speed from Stealth 2 to my driver was slightly up, not masses in terms of it, about 1 mile an hour. Also, I was launching it at a little bit higher, which, you know, Stealth 2, as opposed to the Plus, is designed to do anyway, and I had a 10.5 head, so it was always going to launch that bit higher. Hit it fairly straight. The spin rate numbers were up, which again is to be anticipated because I hit it with 10.5, so it was always going to be a little bit more spinny. And that design of the Stealth 2 is to be a bit more spinny than the Plus, which I have in my bag at the moment. In terms of distance, yeah, hitting it a little bit further with the Stealth 2, but that might have been down to me just being a bit more looser for those swings. But yeah, hit it really, really well. I'm surprised by Stealth 2 in terms of my game, because that's probably not something that I'd get in the bag, but hit it really well, hit it really middled, which was great. But moving on to Stealth 2, Plus, the ball speed was definitely up even more so. I was averaging at 154 nearly. So, yeah, my carry distance was a bit down because, you know, and you can see in the video, the wind was coming off the left, off the left into. So I'd usually be carrying it about 275. So when I was hitting the Stealth 2 Plus, I was averaging it 257 through the air, but hitting it, you know, pretty consistently. Hit it really well. Backspin numbers were good, 2,100, and again, you know, I used the same shaft throughout, but yeah, I was almost hitting it 10 yards further. Again, probably a couple of those yards were down to being a bit more looser for those swings as I started to get a bit more into it, but yeah, hit it really well. Really impressed with Stealth 2, and definitely more forgiving off the face. So it'll be interesting to see if you can get in, have a little go with it and see what you think, because there is a few people that have gone out. I've used it on the golf course quite a few times now, so I'm getting a bit more used to Stealth 2 Plus. Hopefully going to get it in the bag pretty soon, as opposed to the demo, but definitely that bit more forgiving. So if you are, you know, like TaylorMade drivers, but you didn't like Stealth original because that forgiveness weren't there, I think there is a lot more forgiveness in the face. I hope you've enjoyed listening to the video, and hope if you've got any questions on it regarding Stealth 2, pop in to see me and we'll see what we can do. All right, thank you.
Great stuff, Ollie. Well done, mate. Superb review. And there we go. So he does like it. Again, he was getting a little bit, it's a bit more forgiving than the 1.0. So that's good to hear, because the original Stealth was very unforgiving. The new one does seem to be a lot more forgiving. Well done, Ollie. Thanks. Now on to the next hole of my match versus Ollie, the 14th hole. Take a look and let me know what you think.
Right, 14th hole, similar to the 13th hole, all about knocking the tee shot down there. Probably going to hit it a little bit further down this one, haven't we? It's 220 down the 13th, probably 240 down this one just to get to the corner. Going 2-iron, got to hit it quite well, I think, although I think the breeze is helping. 3 would probably potentially take me a little bit too far, so a well struck 2-iron, middle of the fairway. Should leave me a 6 or 7 iron into the green where the wind is. So rock it well, Ollie.
Perfect.
Draw a little bit.
Same play for you, Ollie. 2-iron again.
Same play, yeah.
Yeah.
Same play.
Again, no point trying to go over the corner. I know some of those with egos do, but honestly, not even Rory McIlroy would probably try. It's not worth the risk. Yeah, it's beautiful. Just turning on the breeze a fraction. Might leave us a longer second shot in than we wanted, but in play. So Ollie's has just turned over on the breeze a little bit. I think we are both misjudging the breeze a little bit today, aren't we? We're kind of getting a little bit knocked about by it, but you're okay. Bit of a fluffy lie. How far you got, Ollie?
200 basically.
200 yards. What club you got?
Into the wind. I've got 2. I'll probably
Yeah,
put down it a little.
yeah, I think you're probably right. It's a long way. Left a tough second shot here. I'm a little bit shorter than you, but a bit on the fairway, but still a long way back. It's just an annoying right to left wind off that tee, isn't it? Actually quite a tough hole today, really, isn't it?
Tough hole.
Right, 2 iron them, 200 yards, just gripping down it a little bit, just trying to keep it a little bit lower out the breeze. I think you're good to go. Stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there, stay there. It's on line, Ollie. My new contact lenses are good, but I can't quite see that.
No, I think it might be just long.
Just a bit long? Okay. Right, so 201 to go, same yardage as Ollie's, but this time from the fairway. Again, I'm going to go 2 iron. It's probably really a 3 iron, but I don't carry a 3 iron. That's where my gap lies between the 2 iron and my 4 iron. So just a little grip down 2 iron, which will probably help me because it'll just keep it under that breeze that's up there. Maybe a little bit back in the stance. Slightly better lie, so I should get a good strike. Good. Really good. I'll see it come down, but I've done everything I can do.
Yeah, nice. Good shot.
Gutted. Gutted. That's the second best shot of it today behind that 1 on 6. And I've just rolled off the back edge of the green. I mean, that I just hit that so good, that 2 iron. So that's really, really disappointing. But I've got to get over that. Lie's good. Chipping up the bank. Landing it just on the front and then it will run up there. Or run up to the flag. Got to get over that shot. That is disappointing though. Oh. And Ollie's, look, he's hung on the top of the fairway there. So he gets a, coming out the rough, he should have flown over the back. Me coming off the fairway, hit it beautifully, should have stopped. No justice. Anyway, come on, enough of that. Think about this. So just a 58 degree, pretty straightforward, nice lie. If there's any justice in the world, I should chip this in. Get in. Slow down. Whoa, a bit bold, I've run it 8 foot past. Told you I needed that 3 iron. Right, okay, Ollie for birdie. It was a great second shot. It was all over the pin, to be fair to him. And now he's got a good putt just coming back down the hill. Right to left, Ollie, we seeing this?
Right to left down the hill.
Let's get a worm cam, shall we? Let's get right down there. Oh, he's pulled it. Oh, that's rolled on a little bit left as well. Not pleasant. What are you doing, Ollie?
I'll mark it.
You're going to mark it. Watch me struggle over mine. A little bit, not sure on the read here, Ollie. It looks like a little bit right to left to start off and a little bit left to right at the end. My initial feeling was left to right. And I get over it and I see a little bit of right to left. So I am going to go just maybe left edge, I think. I'll allow for that 8 foot back up the hill. I have to say I'd be a bit annoyed if I miss this. It did go left to right. Should have stuck my initial read. Oh, there's no justice in the world. That's irritating. Irritating. That's happened to me a couple of times today where a bit good shots just gone over the back of the green. Not getting much from around today. Ollie with a little tricky 3-footer. Yeah, well done. He's got a hole back. He's fighting.
So there we have it. The 14th hole. Ollie gets a hole back. Oh, disappointing. I did hit that 2 iron so well, as I said about 100 times in the video, obviously. But yes, hold on, Ollie. 3 up with 4 to play now. I am a 14th hole. Always a different hole. Very strategic hole. The green is always quite long, but actually quite narrow. And especially that was playing into the wind that day as well. So 14 is always quite a tricky hole, really, for us, because we're always going to have about 160, 170 yards into the green, into a prevailing wind as well. So yeah, walked off with bogey. Frustrating, but that's not the end of the world. Right, okay, that's everything for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video newsletter, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care.